If you've spent any time around AI content online, you've probably noticed that everyone talks about one thing: prompting, master prompting, and you master AI, the one prompt framework that rule them all, or write prompts like a pro in 10 minutes. Every single headline is just pointing to that one thing: become a pro at prompting. And yes, prompting does matter, I don't deny. We are definitely going to spend the whole next video on it. But here's what nobody mentions: prompting is one of the four things that make you genuinely good at AI. And honestly, it might not even be the most important one. The other three things you already have instincts for, like from your work, your experience, or just your judgment. You just haven't really thought about it or thought about them in that context. So, let me just walk you through all four of those. Habit number one: sorting. Habit one is all about sorting. Now, by sorting, I mean knowing what to hand off to AI and what to keep for yourself. I know it just sounds super obvious, but it isn't. Hear me out. Most people either hand AI too little, like they use it only for the tasks they feel completely comfortable with, which are usually not the task where they gain most time out of. Or they hand it too much and they ask AI to make judgment calls, like it genuinely cannot make that well. You get mediocre output and you conclude that AI isn't useful. So the skill is in the sorting, which is why it is habit number one. So you look at your week and ask which of these tasks are mechanical, repeatable, and don't require my specific experience. Those are AI tasks. The ones which require your judgment, context, accountability, or human touch, those stay with you. Now, we have already covered more about this in one of our previous videos. It is linked somewhere on the screen. And it's basically about these two columns of a table where we talk about what AI handles versus what stays with humans. If you haven't seen that video, definitely it's worth a watch after this one. But for now, basically the ability to sort your work into AI can help there, and this one is mine. That is a skill, and it only gets sharper with practice. Habit number two: communicating. Communicating clearly with AI, if I may. So, this is definitely related to prompting, but it's not the same thing. Now, prompting is a technical craft, like the structure, the format, a specific language that only AI gets, and you get AI to do what you want. All of this we'll discuss properly in the next video. But when I'm talking about communicating clearly, I mean it as the human skill underneath. So it's about knowing what you actually want before you ask for it, being able to describe your audience, your context, your goals specifically. Basically, not being too vague about your ask. So, knowing what you know and asking those questions eventually in your prompt. But basically, knowing what you want, right? So, here's the thing: if you struggle to explain something clearly to AI, it's often a sign that you haven't fully thought it through yourself. So I love saying this. AI has a useful side effect. It forces clarity. It forces you to think clearly. And the people who get the most out of AI are not necessarily the ones who know the fanciest of prompts or have a bank of prompt libraries. They are the ones who can articulate what they need, like with specificity and with proper context. That's a communication skill. And if you have spent years briefing colleagues, writing proposals, or just explaining complex things to clients, you already have it. You just haven't pointed it too well for the tool. Habit number 3, evaluating. Evaluating AI output with a critical eye is the key. We talked in one of our previous videos about hallucination and AI generating wrong information confidently. Now, this habit is the best response to that. Most people read AI output the way they would read a text from a friend, like, just casually and taking it at the face value, assuming it's completely right. But the better habit is to read it the way an editor reads a first draft. By that I mean you have questions running in your background. Uh, does this actually answer what I asked for? Is the tone right for my audience? Is there any specific claims here that I should verify? Does it sound like me or does it sound like a robot? Basically, you're not looking for reasons to reject, you're just looking for places where your judgment needs to step in. Like where AI has done the mechanical work and you need to add that extra layer to make it yours completely. So the best AI users I've seen treat every output as a very good first draft, and that needs like a human pass. It's not a final answer. It's a starting point, and from there they improve it and make it theirs. That's just the editorial mindset that you have to get into. And that's where you make AI output actually good. Number 4. Habit number 4 is about caring. Caring enough to use AI responsibly. I know. This sounds a bit like the end of a corporate training where someone just reads out a policy and everyone is just like shut down, they are not even listening. It's not really that. Let me just talk about the practical part of this, okay? Using AI responsibly means a few specific things in day-to-day work. It means not pasting sensitive client information or confidential business data or any personal details into a public AI tool that is accessible to a lot of people at the back end, because this data definitely goes somewhere and you may or may not really have the right to share it, or even if you have the right, you don't really want someone else to use it or misuse it. It also means being transparent with clients and colleagues about where AI was meaningfully involved in something, especially if they reasonably want to know it. And it also means not presenting AI generated work as entirely yours or your original thinking when it's not, because AI assistance is not wrong, but it's all about being honest about your process. Basically, it's just part of your professional integrity. And it means keeping your own judgment in the loop on everything that matters, because AI is a tool. The accountability for what is produced is still yours. You have to take the responsibility of whatever is produced. So, none of this is like complicated, but it's just the same professional standards that already apply. It's just extended to this new tool that is so hyped about. So, to summarize, the 4 habits can be put in a super fun framework, which I like to call as SCEC. S for sorting, C for communicating, E for evaluating, and C for caring. So, sorting, knowing what to hand off to AI, communicating, sharing your tasks clearly, sharing your asks clearly, E, evaluating, understanding and analyzing AI responses with a critical eye, and C, caring, using AI responsibly in every way possible. And prompting. Yes, prompting matters too, but it sits somewhere inside habit 2. It's the craft version of communication, and definitely it's learnable, and we are going to get into it properly in the next video. But here's what I want you to notice about this particular list. None of these require a technical background. None of them require you to understand how AI is built. All of them are things you develop through practice or you have developed over your corporate life. It's the same way you've developed every other professional skill that you have right now. The people who are good at AI aren't good at it because they're technical. They're good at it because they've built these habits, and habits are buildable by everyone. Yes, it's open for you too. So, yes, what's next? This video is a part of the free full course called AI Basics for Non-Tech Professionals, and the link is in the description. It's worth following if you want to learn AI properly. In the next video, we are finally going to talk about the big thing, prompting. What makes a prompt actually work? Why most prompts underperform, and simple frameworks you can use immediately for almost any task. So, see you there.